Scott Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393 if you want to get involved in the show. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So, Biden making the rounds again yesterday. He was in Boston, and he again, how many times is this? I think it's the third that I know of. And he screwed up the Declaration of Independence. He just can't get it. And it was probably written right in front of him.
I know. That's the other thing.
Come on. Really? You really can't get this? Here he is.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Mm-hmm.
That all men and women are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable. We've never fully lived up to it. We've never before walked away from it.
Just gives up.
Never before walked away from it.
If certain and alien, you've never walked away from it.
I don't like this sly injection there of women into the Declaration of Independence either, changing the words.
Right.
He's doing that every time.
Jeez.
All men and women are created equal.
Yeah, that's not what it says, but because, especially at that time, mankind and man meant both men and women. And so it was redundant. I'm sure they didn't feel the need to do that because everybody knew it meant both sexes.
Yeah, he thinks it's cute, and his handlers being the good little Marxists, destroying America every possible way that they can. They slipped that in there.
Yep.
And an argument could be made that Americans today are just too dense to even grasp the thought that you just said. That when you're referring to man, it's mankind.
Right.
You could convince 100 out of 100 liberals on the street that they were sexist, so therefore that's why they put men in there.
No. It meant all men and women. It meant mankind, which includes women. But that's not good enough, and it's some kind of insult now, and so ridiculous. It's just silly that we've gotten to that place when we know what it means. You know what it means. Is it really that important that you hear the word woman, too? Even when it's included and inferred.
It is to them.
I guess it is. Otherwise, people they're going to freak out.
Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't include me. What in the world? Why doesn't that include me? Silly.
Yep.
So then he gave his cancer moonshot speech yesterday.
We're going to get that cure that he's been promising for years and years and years.
Wow. So that's great.
Yeah.
And as he often does.
This is unreal.
We know of at least 6 times when he's done this very bizarre little joke, I guess it is. I don't know.
It's
when
stupid.
He tells people there's somebody seated above him, and so he tells them not to jump. What are you talking about? So you're making fun of suicide?
I don't know what he's doing.
What are you doing?
I don't know what this is. Sometimes it's a photographer. Sometimes it's people in the balcony. But he did it again, like you said. I mean, it just never ends with this guy.
Here it is.
And I want to thank all of you, the cancer patients, survivors, caregivers, and don't jump from up there, okay? And all for all the.
And again, it falls flat because nobody knows what the hell he's doing there. What do you do? What? What do you mean? Don't jump? Who's gonna jump?
I survived cancer. I'm not gonna jump, dude. Thank you, though.
There's no danger of anybody up there jumping. Why are you saying that?
On Twitter, Kate Hyde posted these different instances where he's used that line because he's used it often. I mean, there he is. At a store. He's at a hardware store.
He's at a Jenks Hardware in Northeast D.C. Don't jump. We need you.
Okay. All right. Well, so they're from a balcony up there. All right. Does it happen another time? Oh, look. There we go.
Hey, Pedro, don't jump. He told a cherry picker on a ladder at King Orchards.
Okay.
Unreal.
Let's see. Any other times that this has happened?
Yes, of course. Don't jump. Biden said to a guy on road paving equipment.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Oh
don't jump. Don't do it.
And it's not just that. I was doing a quick look-see I just went to Twitter and typed in "Don't jump Biden," and all of these things came up just now that just refreshed my memory. There was some ceremony at the White House where he's talking to a photographer or something up there. There was, he's always done this at the Senate swearing in things. Whenever he sniffs little girls and touches women inappropriately, he always says, "Okay, look up there. Don't jump, pal." He's got the photographer up there. He did this with the troops that he visited in Europe a few months ago. He did it during the campaign when he was delivering pizza. Somebody shouted a question at him, "Don't jump." And then he did it at the Paralympics. Remember that? He did it. It was so distasteful when he's telling Paralympics, "Don't jump."
So bizarre.
He is insane. He's terrible.
Such a weird
9
guy.
times that I was able to count. With
9 times,
yeah.
at least.
Mm-hmm,
and it's probably much more than that. Because he does this stuff all the time. It's either "don't jump" or "I'm not joking, no joke."
Now, he also has another favorite line.
And people don't get any of it. They don't understand what you're doing. What do you mean? Who's jumping? Why would I consider that?
Probably the least valuable thing the man ever says is when he gives us his word.
Oh, as a Biden?
And it came out in his little moonshot cancer speech yesterday. Yep.
Because that's powerful. If you're going to give me your word as a lying, cheating, thieving Biden, wow, that means a lot to me. A lot. Here it is.
Now, in our time, on the 60th anniversary of his clarion call, we face another inflection point. And together, we can choose to move forward with unity, hope, and optimism. And I believe we can usher in the same unwillingness to postpone, the same national purpose that will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills to end cancer as we know it and even cure cancers once and for all. I give you my word as a Biden.
There it
this
is.
cancer moonshot is one of the reasons why I ran for president.
I give you my word.
It's part of my
as
unity
a
agenda
Biden.
that I laid
Just-
out in my State of the Union address
Discounted everything else he
to
said.
rally the American people to work together. Because we know this.
Listen to this.
Cancer does not discriminate red and blue. It doesn't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Beating cancer is something we can do together. And that's why I'm here today.
The dude has spent the last several weeks
Beating the crap out of half of America.
But let's come together, y'all.
Yeah, but now I'm coming together with you. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like yesterday. Greg Price on Twitter made it a point to remind us of this right here. See, because in conjunction with that speech, the Biden Twitter account tweeted out that he believes we can end cancer as we know it and cure cancers once and for all. And then Greg Price asked, "Wait a minute, is this you?" And then this headline from a few years ago there.
Joe Biden's cancer charity spent more than $3.7 million on staff salaries, but distributed $0 toward research grants over 2 years, according to tax filings. Okay, well, maybe they falsified their tax filing to look worse than they really did. I don't know, but that's amazing. That's amazing. But we just got his word as a Biden.
That's true.
So, that's like I give you my word as a Bundy from Ted Bundy when he was alive. Okay, from a serial killer. I'm going to take thank you. I'm going to take that right to the bank. I mean, it's just ludicrous that he says these things and does these things. I love the cancer moonshot. I love that. I think that's phenomenal. If true. I mean, I don't know what he's doing along those lines.
Yeah.
Are we pouring money into cancer research?
I think the devil is in the details.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Yeah, because
part of it is, that he tells us. He tells us what part of it is going to be. Here's how we're going to cure cancer, I guess.
We know we can change the trajectory. For example, to prevent cancers, scientists are exploring whether mRNA vaccine technology
I'm out.
that brought us safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines
Safe and
could
effective.
be used to
Neither.
stop cancer cells when they first arise. To target the right treatments, we're learning more about how to use genetics.
No, I'm out.
Safe and effective. What about the vaccines? They're safe and effective. Nobody's had a single problem with them. Nobody. And it stopped COVID-19 in its tracks. It's like a brick wall to COVID-19.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
You shall not pass.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's a brick wall.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or, then I kind of went into the Gandalf thing. You shall not pass. Then he slammed his staff into the ground, and the bell rock falls.
Uh-huh.
Of course, then Gandalf falls with him. So.
Yeah, but COVID turns tail and runs away.
Right.
It's like, oh.
Right. No, I can't. Okay, I'm scared
mRNA.
now. Scared. mRNA technology. How about no?
Yeah, I'm going to try another treatment there, Doc.
No.
Thanks, though. Can you believe that old man? It's now 212 days since he has sat down for an interview.
Oh, wow.
212. Over 7 months.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was thinking he just did one and stopped that streak, but no. Has it been 212 days?
I just saw the headline yesterday.
Holy cow.
It was 211 yesterday, so I am able to add one. That's
good.
where my
Keith.
math
That's really
skills-
good. Good for
That's
you.
where they end.
Good for
Yeah.
you.
So that's what I did. I deduced that meant today is.
No, you by yourself? You didn't go to a calculator. Nobody told you on Twitter.
My lawyer's
All
not
right.
present, so I'm not going to have this conversation with you, sir. Anyway, so yeah, over 7 months
My gosh.
since the guy is sat down for an interview.
Well, he can't. How's he going to do interviews? He's too scattered. He can't. He can't put thoughts together. He can't keep a train of thought going before it's derailed. Somewhere between his brain and his mouth, it doesn't get there. So I don't know how he's going to be doing interviews ever. We're going to go, another 3.5 years without interviews, which is fine. I don't want to hear him anyway.
His last interview was in February with Lester Holt.
My gosh, that is something else. So his team is keeping him. I'll bet you they're keeping him nice and bottled up.
Yep.
So that, they don't have some kind of embarrassment. Every time he gets out and speaks on his own and has to ad-lib something, they're trying to backtrack and save whatever it was he said or did or how he performed, and they've got to smooth it over every single time.
Right, but you know who a good representative for the administration is Kamala Harris. She's going out and doing these interviews, though, so she's really good.
And she's impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really, really impressive.
Yeah, because we still have the leftover clip there from yesterday.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get to what she said about the filibuster.
Yeah, so she's talking with Chuck Todd, and he asked a really good question. I appreciated this. Yeah,
He asked a couple good ones.
Uh-huh.
You were a senator. You weren't ready to get rid of the legislative filibuster as of 2017. What has changed?
Well, let's talk about what
Nice.
we've seen around the country, in particular after I, together with Joe Biden,
No.
when we won and he became president and I became vice president, which was as a result of some of the highest number of people voting that have ever voted in a presidential election.
That's what it is. Because we're so popular, that's why we should get rid of the filibuster now.
Doesn't even make sense.
No, she sucks.
That doesn't even make sense. Do they hear themselves?
No. I don't know.
Do they think we're so stupid that these answers are okay? Well, some Democrats are.
I mean,
they are that stupid. So
here's the answer. You're in power now. That's
Exactly.
why you want to end the filibuster.
that's
I heard
the only answer.
a long time ago that when people blink a lot, that means they're lying. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Can you just watch this when she says, which we won? Let's see how many times she blinks here. Watch this.
Well, let's talk about what we've seen around the country, in particular after I, together with Joe Biden, when we won.
Wow, that's a lot
and he
going on
became
there with the
president
eyes. Am I
and I
right?
became vice president,
Am I right?
which was as a result.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
we won. Blink, 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 blink.
Man.
She's
Oh, they're terrific.
Good.
Both of them are terrific.
They got no good options to put in front of the press and the public.
They don't. There's nobody in that administration and their spokesperson. Then you got her, KJP. My gosh.
Does she make it to Christmas?
Yeah, I think she does. I think they're going to try to stretch this out a little bit because it would look too bad if she didn't even make it a year. I think they're probably hoping she gets through a year and then they're going to replace her. Or she's going to say, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to MSNBC too. I just wanted to be a broadcaster my whole life, and I'm glad I was able to serve in this administration, but now it's time to explore other options."
Check this out. Jen Psaki's last day was May 13th. Today, it's this 4 months. Mm-hmm. It's been 4 months.
4 months.
Check my math again.
Seems like 4 years. She's so bad. So 4 months.
On the nose.
Psaki even on MSNBC? Does she have a show now?
I don't know.
Because obviously I don't watch MSNBC.
You don't?
But I have not even seen a clip of it.
Yeah, let's see here. Last reference I see is a May 24th article, the New York Times. I don't think she started it yet. Huh. Because certainly somebody would have, mentioned it. Right? Let's see here. Yeah, somebody would have told us. Because
somebody would have watched.
I don't see anything like a... Oh, it's going to be a streaming show on Peacock.
Oh, it's not even on MSNBC.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Wow.
Hey, look, right, as long as the check clears, that's all she's saying. She doesn't care.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't see a date on when it's set to begin.
Just whenever.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Jen Psaki, she will launch a new streaming show in 2023.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
we've got to wait.
There's a lot of prep going into it. You watch that first show, it's going to be a blockbuster.
It better be. It better be.
A year to prepare it.
Making me wait a year for the Jen Psaki show?
1 year in production. Jen Psaki is back. And this time, she's pissed.
Wow. Can't wait for that.
I'd probably watch that one. I'd watch the debut.
Oh, I'd watch the debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be worth it. We'll see.
I'll sign up for the free trial.
Yeah. I think Peacock is free anyway. But then you get the commercials, which...
that really is a deal breaker for you.
It really is now. Yeah. I can't take it. I cannot take... I won't watch network shows because I can't take it. I can't. I'm too used to the streaming services that, Amazon Prime and Netflix that don't bother you with all that. And then you start watching something like Hulu with all kinds of ads on it, or Paramount Plus if you don't have the, and you've got to upgrade on all these things, and then you're paying $15 a month for about 12 different services.
When do you go potty, though? You got to go potty at some point, right?
No, you can hold it for an hour, right?
Oh.
Can't you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Normal people can.
In between shows that you're binging, you go to the bathroom. Got a video from a guy here that sums up the Biden administration for us perfectly.
Republicans are to destroying American democracy.
So everybody who wants to know why there was child pornography on your son's computer is a extremist, huh? Everybody who wants to know why Hilary deleted 30,000 emails after they were subpoenaed by Congress is a extremist, right? The biggest threat to democracy are the people who are wondering why you're selling the nation's oil reserves to companies in China that you and your son have business dealings with. The people who want to stop the decay of Western society due to the flow of fentanyl and child trafficking across an open border are domestic terrorists, right? The mothers and fathers who want sex religions to stop being taught to their children in public schools are just wackos. The people who do not believe for 1 second that a mother at a school board for this kind of should be labeled as a domestic terrorist are domestic terrorists. The people who saw your attempt to create a disinformation governance board as something straight out of George Orwell's 1984 are the biggest threat to our republic. You know what? Anybody who believes that is pathetic, and that includes you especially, Mr. President. You realize that horrifying speech that you gave energized independents to vote for Trump because it completely outlined the tyrannical intentions of your office and the deep state. The fact that you placed U.S. Marine Corps personnel in the background of that speech shows us that you are ready to weaponize the military against 75% of the American public who want you the out of office. Release the Epstein flight logs, you sick
Great stuff.
That is a feel-good video.
Oh
right
my gosh. It is. It makes you want to take off the bleeps and just hear it in its rawest form, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man, that felt good.
Yeah, and he mentioned something in there about his approval rating and how many people want him out of office. Coming up, we've got some interesting stats on how many people want him impeached, for sure.
Also on Overtime today, we have a version of Biden's speech from a couple weeks ago that you don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Coming up on Overtime. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do that. Go to blazetv.com/Pat.
Yeah.
Use the promo code Pat. Although I think it's just automatic when you go to that page, right?
Yeah.
And you get the $10 off.
And that speech has been tweaked for overtime purposes by a member of this audience, and it's very well done.
All right. We've been brainwashed into believing that the only way to grow our money for retirement is to risk it in the stock market. Have you seen what's going on with the stock market lately? I mean, it has been skyrocketing for no apparent reason for about, 3 years now. And then all of a sudden, it started to correct and take a nosedive. A couple of weeks ago, it lost 1,008 points in one day. So you can reach your financial goals and dreams without taking any unnecessary risks. You really control your retirement money if you've got a 401k or IRAs or similar retirement plan. The government controls it. So try Bank on Yourself. It's a better way to grow and protect your hard-earned money. This retirement plan alternative has never had a losing year in over 160 years. I don't know anybody that can beat that kind of track record. It's incredible. Guaranteed predictable growth and retirement income with no luck, skill, or guesswork required. Your plan doesn't go backward when the markets tumble. Both your principal and growth are locked in. You'll know what your tax rate will be in retirement. It'll be 0 under current tax law, which protects you from the coming tax tsunami, which we all know is on the way. Get some peace of mind, maybe the best reason of all. You'll know the minimum guaranteed value of your retirement savings on the day you plan to tap into them at every point along the way. You can get a free report with all the details on how the Bank on Yourself strategy adds guarantees, predictability, and control to your financial plan. Just go to bankonyourself.com/unleashed. That's bankonyourself.com/unleashed.
Pat Gray.
Okay, so we referenced the 75% of people, of Americans, that want this president out of office. A majority of voters, including a third of Democrats, support efforts to impeach Joe Biden. That's staggering to me. Wow. Even a third of Democrats now are on board with this? Like, this guy can't be our president. For one thing, the embarrassment is overwhelming, let alone the harm to the nation.
No kidding.
In a new Rasmussen Reports survey, voters by a margin of 52 to 42% support impeachment. 77% of Republicans, 50% of independents, and 32% of Democrats. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
In a related question about Rasmussen, about Republican promises to make good on impeachment threats, expectations for action are down on the chances. Of course they are. The GOP is not going to do this.
I know.
They're just not. They don't have the giblets to do this.
The GOP better wake up, because you've got all sorts of people being subpoenaed overnight over the last few days on the January 6th stuff.
All kinds of Trump
Democrats
supporters
are literally out for blood
Yes.
in this case. And
Time to wake up.
Yeah. You better change your plans if you get control, GOP Congress.
So this survey found that 47% believe it's likely Republicans in the House will vote to impeach versus 43% that don't. I'm among the 43% that don't. I don't expect, anything gutsy like this from the Republicans. A third of Republicans said it was unlikely that the GOP would vote to impeach. The survey follows another that said more voters view the midterm elections as a referendum on Biden. In that survey, most said that Biden should change course if he loses control of Congress. But he won't. He won't. He'll continue to blame Republicans, and he'll continue to blame Donald Trump and COVID-19 and anything else but him. So I think he'll try to jam his agenda forward no matter what. Then we got this guy, Mr. Hoodie in Pennsylvania.
Mr. Hoodie.
Herman Munster. The guy's like 8'11".
Is that right?
Yeah, he's 8'11". I don't know where he gets his clothes. Got to be a big and tall shop that's pretty unique because I don't think you normally go up to 8'11". But this guy yesterday went to some rally with women, and he's such a pandering douchebag. Do we have the video where he holds up the
shirt?
The shirt.
Yeah, here we go.
Check this out.
My name is John Fetterwoman.
Oh my
wow.
goodness.
That's so clever.
You are so bad.
Wow, now I'm going to vote for you because you got a pink shirt that when your name is Fetterman,
Okay.
you changed it to Fetterwoman. And then you held it up at a rally. That's great. That's great. Now I think you can be a U.S. Senator. I really do because, wow, that was impressive. Wouldn't you be embarrassed to vote for this guy?
Oh, definitely.
Women are the reason we can win, he said. Let me say that again. Women are the reason we can win, he declared in front of a large crowd in Bluebell, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Did they steal the name of Bluebell ice cream for their dumb little town in Pennsylvania? Is that what's happening here?
Words for Pat.
Wow, how dare you?
Yeah. We actually have highlights from that speech, just kind of compressed together.
Oh, do we? From Fetterman?
Yeah.
You didn't have a doctor in your life making fun of it, making light of it,
His condition.
or telling you that you're not fit to be served.
To be served?
Can you describe?
You're just proving the point right here.
What's happened? So I use the example.
Sad.
So pretend I want to go to Wegmans. It's such the most important race for the Senate here for 22.
Right, and we're supposed to give it to you?
We have to replace Pat Toomey. Oh, no. Yeah. Senator Toomey was not very nice to me.
Oh. Really?
Pat Toomey
What'd he
is
do?
a miracle. He had a chance.
I don't know.
He had a chance.
What?
I don't know, man.
To match me up again. Abortion is the ballot. Now,
Abortion
in
is the
November.
ballot?
Now.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
now.
abortion is the ballot now.
But also, no, now is November? So I'm confused now. That was something else.
So that obviously those were edited together, but even taken separately,
Yeah.
it was so bad.
That's just to highlight all the,
Right.
some of the places anyway where he had issues. That wasn't meant to make you think that all happened
Yeah.
concurrently.
But it does show that there's some cognitive issues that
big time
don't belong in a 6-year term
Oh
U.S. senator.
Gosh. And if you make mention of it,
Oh, gosh.
you're attacking his health.
Yeah.
You're making fun of this poor man who just had a stroke. No, we're saying you're really not fit for office. I'm sorry. If your brain can't function, you're not fit for office.
I could not locate a date. I don't think it's been decided yet, but he has agreed to debate Dr. Oz.
Oh, that should be wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be an unmitigated disaster for him. Woo. All right. More Pat Gray Unleashed on the way.
Pat Gray.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Jimmy Dimples tweets, "Do you really expect Biden's crowd to understand the word mankind? They don't even know what a woman is."
That's a fair point.
There is that. Carl Smith tweets, as Joe Biden continues to flub the Declaration of Independence, it makes me wonder if he could pass the test given to those seeking American citizenship. There's no way. No, he could not. Axis Tech, Pat, loved that rant on your hatred of advertising on streaming services just before you did a commercial.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, it's 60 seconds, okay? And then we're right back to it. It's not 6 minutes every single time we break. There might be, one or two of those breaks per hour, but usually it's 60 seconds, and we're right back in business. Hippie Patriot tweets, I had an uncle with dementia. He used to repeat the same stupid one-liner ad nauseum. I think that that's what's going on with Biden. I swear one of these days we're going to see the old doofus face plant as he's exiting the stage. Well, we've seen him trip up the stairs.
That takes talent.
3 times in a row before.
To trip up.
The rest of the time, though, usually when he's on stage, he shuffles off very carefully. And you always see Jill come up to him, take him by the arm, and lead him out because he's not capable. And they know that. And they don't want him to face plant. So she's always there.
He better not screw up the Queen's funeral.
Oh, yeah. Is that Monday? That's a week from yesterday, I think. That should be interesting. Also, I want to highlight this Fetterman speech one more time. This was put together by Greg Price for us on Twitter. Nicely done. Because this shows you, I mean, really? Are we going to do this again? Are you going to hire another mentally compromised person and send them to Washington to do the most critical business in the world, deciding the fate of America and the Western world? Really? You want a guy who can't think properly, can't put sentences together, who can't be expected to understand things like this. I don't want to disparage the guy because he's, he had 2 strokes. But I'm sorry, he's running for an important office for U.S. Senate. Please, Pennsylvania, don't make this happen again. We already have Biden. We already have Kamala. We already have KJP, none of whom can really think properly.
Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, my gosh. And now, check this out again from John Fetterman.
One of you, you didn't have a doctor in your life making fun of it, making light of it, or telling you that you're not fit to be served.
Okay,
Can you
just pause it for a second. Amazing right there. How ironic, as he's talking about being made fun of and told that he's not fit to serve, he can't get it out properly because he's not fit to serve. Not making fun of him. It's pointing out the fact that the guy can't go to the U.S. Senate. I mean, come back to us in 4 years when you've really healed and become healthy again. But not now. I guess it'd have to be 6 years if you're going to run for U.S. Senate again. But
that's what the left does, right?
Yeah.
They name call and they say I'm a victim when they have nothing to stand on.
Right.
And that's where we're at with him.
All right, let's see the rest of this.
A stroke. And what's happened? I use the example.
Wow.
Not good.
So pretend I was.
Oh my gosh.
I want to go to Wegmans.
Okay, now we're going to do another segment.
Such the most important race for the Senate here for 22.
22, not 2020.
We have to replace Pat Toomey.
Hey, remember that.
Senator Toomey was not very nice to me.
Oh, darn it. He's a victim.
Pat Toomey is a miracle. He had a chance.
What?
He had a chance.
Pause it.
To match me.
That's not the word he was groping for.
Okay. Oh, so you think it was?
Yeah. I think that's part of the cognitive problem there.
Oh.
He inserted miracle where something else should have been. Because that doesn't make any sense. Pat Toomey was...
Oh, we don't know what he said after.
A miracle.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see the whole thing in context, but wow.
Good.
Let's see the rest.
To match me up again, abortion is the ballot.
Abortion
Now,
is the ballot.
in November.
2022. Yeah.
Powerful.
Abortion is the ballot.
Abortion is the ballot. The ballot is abortion.
Fetterman 2022. Abortion is the ballot.
Dang. Wow, that is, it is sad, but I'm sorry. It's the U.S. Senate. We don't need another compromised person serving in the U.S. Senate. We've got plenty already.
we got plenty.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're all full.
Can you believe this? All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about preborn. Almost 1 out of every 5 Americans never even have a chance to live outside the womb because of abortion. Leading cause of infant death throughout the world. In the United States, 63 million babies have been aborted, higher than that now, since Roe v. Wade was enacted. Yes, it's been overturned, but the liberal states are still going to be offering the service and probably doing more abortions than they did before because people will travel to those states. So the Ministry of Preborn and Blaze Media are partnering to help rescue 50,000 babies from abortion this year. They're working to put Planned Parenthood out of business by providing free ultrasounds to expecting mothers. And once the expectant mother sees the ultrasound, hears the heartbeat, that moves them 80% of the time to choose life. And then Preborn goes into action to provide maternity and baby clothes, diapers, car seats, counseling if they need it, all free of charge, thanks to your donations. So if you can help, please donate by dialing pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So, a watchdog website says its Freedom of Information Act request for every UFO video held by the Navy was denied because of national security concerns.
Oh, boy.
Here we go again. I thought we were beyond that. I thought we were trying to say, okay, we're going to be more transparent now. Here's what's going on. Nope. The Black Vault says that since April 2020, it has been attempting to get all videos of UFOs, also called unidentified aerial phenomenon, but all of them possessed by the Navy via the FOIA request. After receiving several rejections in which the Navy would neither confirm nor deny the existence of the videos, the group said it received a response denying the request for the sensitive information. The requested videos contain sensitive information pertaining to UAPs and are classified and are exempt from disclosure. We're going to hear that anytime there's something interesting to find out, to learn.
Exempt from disclosure.
The release of this information will harm national security. In what way? How?
I don't trust this government for anything.
I know. The letter also referenced 3 UFO videos which were released in late 2017 and early 2018 in denying the broad request, saying the circumstances of those videos were different when compared to the other footage in the Navy's possession. Oh, that's interesting. The Black Vault says it plans to appeal the rejection. I really thought we had entered a new era where the government was going to give us some kind of credit for being reasonable human beings. And if they said, hey, yeah, UFOs exist and they are from other worlds, that we could handle it and not tear off our clothes and go screaming obscenities through the streets because we're so terrified.
I mean, at this point, there's a significant element in our society, myself included, that are just like, please, just come on. Let's go. Get down here.
I know.
I can't. I mean,
I know.
Oy.
Could it get worse if aliens came down and took over?
I mean, they would do a better
I don't
job
know.
at running the country than
Joe
what we've
Biden?
got. Absolutely.
Absolutely. We assume they're at least not, they're not suffering from dementia because they had to be pretty smart and with it
To get here, yeah.
to get here in the
right?
first place. Because it's a long way.
I'm willing to take that chance.
Me too.
I'll show them. Look, there's the you can order food from the White House chef. All right. You can get the mail over here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the keys. All right, let's see what you got there, aliens.
Hey, good news. If you've been really worried about Brian Stelter and where his next meal is coming from because he's unemployed now, he apparently got a new gig. He actually has claimed that his new job is as a Harvard fellow.
You've got to be kidding. I mean, this tells you everything you need to know about Harvard.
Doesn't it?
This guy getting hired and David Hogg being accepted.
Oh, man.
I want
Wow.
Hogg in Stelter's class.
That would be fun. That'd be fun to get some video from that. Stelter said he'll join Harvard's Kennedy School Shorenstein Center on Monday. The former news anchor said he looks forward to hosting discussions about the media and what he calls threats to democracy.
Oh, here we go.
Stelter also announced that some of his lectures may also be live streamed. Oh, what a treat. So we might be able to see some of them. This comes after he was, of course, fired from Reliable Sources. They canceled that show. Stelter thanked Harvard for his new home and announced that he'll begin his new job it's going to start in the fall. Well, I guess we're kind of there. Mm-hmm. We're in the unofficial fall season.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
be wearing white because now it's after Labor Day. What is that anyway?
What is that?
Why
that
can't you wear white? That's stupid. Why?
It is stupid.
Who started that? Oh, so sad. I mean,
the end of an era.
We had a good decade of Mr. Potato Head.
What does that tell you about the standards at Harvard?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, well, you know what? This guy's famous, so let's just make him a fellow.
What was his title? Fellow of Media and Democracy?
It's quite a title, actually. It's so he's going to be joining the Harvard Kennedy School's Shorenstein Center on Media, Politics, and Public Policy.
Okay. What's the headline say, though?
Media and Democracy Fellow.
So dumb.
Okay. All right. So he's a democracy fellow. That's fantastic. Pat, 888-900-3393. Also, Pathead Drew sent us this unexplained video.
Oh, yeah. I thought you might get to this when we were talking about the whole alien situation there with the Navy and the videos and stuff. So he was out pre-dawn the other morning. And
there were some weird lights.
Yeah. What is this here?
Swamp gas. Weather balloons.
A whole bunch of line of lights.
That's interesting.
What is that?
They could be drones.
Or swamp gas.
You
can hear sounds of the
weather
swamp.
balloons.
Listen. I mean, he's there.
Yeah, you can.
In Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
okay.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know.
I want to know.
Remember was it 1999, 98, 99 in Phoenix when you had the 10,000 lights in the sky or whatever it was? You had this gigantic looking triangular ship.
Yeah, that was spooky.
Flying over the whole area and thousands and thousands of people, including
Phoenix Lights.
Arizona's governor. Right?
Oh, wow.
He saw him and has always admitted that, that was really strange.
Hey, get this. I just Googled long string of lights in the sky, right? And not expecting really to find anything. And
has it happened a bunch of times?
Yeah, something has came up, and it's apparently
same thing.
Elon Musk's Starlink satellites or something. Yeah.
That's what they attribute it to?
That's what this is. It says, what are those strange moving lights in the night sky?
Really?
Elon Musk's Starlink satellites explained.
Huh. So those satellites are all linked? Is that why they call
I don't.
Is that why they're a Starlink?
No, that's his internet, his...
Right. No, I know, but...
Oh, are they all connected?
They
then?
must, if that's how you always see them?
I don't know if that's like the original launch and then they separate or anything. I just haven't read this article.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. The satellites follow one another. So it's a whole bunch of satellites together. One another in orbit together. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm
all right. So it's not otherworldly, though.
And that's disappointing.
Yeah, it is.
Because I was hoping that the aliens were literally about to get handed the keys to the White House.
How bad could it be? If they were here to hurt us, I think they would have already done that. It's pretty clear they got superior technology that can get them, from one planet with life to another planet with life. You travel huge distances there.
If the aliens, if we could just have an agreement that football and baseball can still be played, right? Mm-hmm. And you just leave us alone. You can have everything else. I don't care. But that's what this is kind of like. I don't know if this is like an artist. Some people were. This isn't artist impression. Okay, so if you could actually see all the satellites around us at the same time,
wow,
that's a mess.
Yeah,
that's a mess above us, waiting to collide, and then of course these satellites die out. That's a big threat right there. Mm-hmm. Is what's going to happen when they land on us.
Well, what are those bursts from the sun?
Oh, we just had a huge one, massive one, but it was aimed the other way toward Venus. Coronal mass ejection.
Yeah.
And apparently we're entering a cycle that's going to peak not until 2025. And the one that hit Venus had a lot of magnetic properties going on with it. It's Nerd Talk with Keith. Anyway, and we could have some serious radio frequency type issues in the next few years.
Yeah. Well, the ultimate EMP is the sun.
Absolutely it is.
And if that blew out everything that we have technologically.
There you go.
John Fetterman disease right now.
Yeah.
Then, and all those satellites fall from the sky.
Right.
Wow, you'd have a major problem.
We had that big one in the late 1800s, and they said if we had the technology today that was around, if it was around back then, oh my gosh, it would have been exactly how you said, an EMP.
Yep. More coming up. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where TV Nicole 67 tweets, the mainstream media debate moderators will carry water for Fetterman and then report how he beat Oz. Yeah, that'll happen. But I think it's going to be pretty clear to everybody who wins these debates. Jeez. Dr. Oz at least speaks for a living. And then you saw what you have in John Fetterman. Wow, that can't be savable. Do we know what day that's going to occur? Is it in October sometime?
We had a Pat Head tell us.
Oh, good. Okay. Let me get to that. First, Jimmy James tweets, don't forget, Senator Feinstein also. Oh, good gosh. Oh, man.
That's right.
She's so bad that they don't even put her on camera anymore. We need term limits. Also need salary caps for Congress and Senate, $75,000 a year, and no pension, no health care for life.
Oh my gosh, those grifters would get out of Congress so fast.
Better believe it. Hippie patriot, watching Fetterman and Biden, it becomes crystal clear that we should have serious health requirements before holding office in the United States government. There's just no doubt about that. People are living longer, of course. Not now. We also have a story about how our lifespan shortened just recently.
Yeah, do we have that chart? It's just a chart that just shows that China has surpassed us.
Oh.
And
okay.
Yeah, so I think they have us beat by a year now.
Jeez.
As far as life expectancy.
Devin Crossley, I wonder if Biden will make a joke at the Queen's funeral, like don't jump or stand up, Queen.
Oh.
I'm not joking, Chuck. Stand up. That's great. Carrot 3022. Hey guys, Oz's campaign said that he agreed to debate on Fetterman on Wednesday, October 19th.
I already put it on my calendar. Thank you.
Sons of Thunder 42. Does anyone that works for Fetterman's campaign see this guy isn't well? Yeah, they don't care, apparently, in the Democrat Party. They just don't care. Oz, from Jim Eagle 17, Oz, as a doctor, should point out Fetterman's stroke symptoms during a debate. I know it's mean, but The time of being nice is over.
Yeah. Let's see. Hang on a second. I just printed up these poll numbers. Let's see. Okay, so the average, and this is August 15th to August 28th, because he didn't get back on the campaign trail till mid-August. So this was just the early days of him returning. The average spread was 6.5 for Fetterman.
Okay. Oh,
but the more recent polls, as part of that more average there, are +4, +5 for Fetterman. So yeah, because there's an outlier here, a +13. So there's +4, +13, and then the two recent polls at the very end of August, +4, +5 Fetterman. So that gap is narrowing. Yeah, definitely.
From JJ76, glad Fetter woman is finally going to debate Oz. But Kathy Hochul is still ducking
Lee Zeldin.
Lee Zeldin in New York.
Wow.
She might be one of the worst governors in the country right now. And that's why she won't debate Lee. Well, yeah, I know. And with New York being a solid Democrat state, she doesn't have to, really. You know, you can make fun of her all you want for ducking the debate. It won't matter. Also, Jen Psaki's first day at her new job was yesterday.
Yeah, how ironic, huh?
That is ironic.
Jeffy sent me this when he heard us talking about this, and there's her little...
She tweeted out her employee badge.
Aww.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Isn't that? I'm surprised we don't have a clip from that. Nobody's talking about her on her first day.
No. It's her first day.
Oh, she's still...
Start.
Okay. Yeah.
It's going to take, 5 months to learn how to talk on camera, I guess. Well, she's done.
You can't do let's say an hour show or a half-hour show without at least 6 months preparation.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Right. Somebody does that like every day, but that's nuts.
Who's that?
Those are only true geniuses that can pull that
off.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Which would explain why Joel Scarborough is still figuring out how to do an extra hour of his show.
Exactly. On radio, not the television show.
Mm-hmm.
So, what will Charles III's salary be as King of England? That's an interesting question. I can't imagine, as a taxpayer, being happy with having to do this every year.
Yeah, it's some sort of weird thing that involves taxes or something. I don't know.
I know they have a way of trying to get around the fact that their salary is paid for by the subjects, but that's just how it is. At the age of 73, the eldest son of the late Queen Elizabeth II became King of England. Charles acceded to the throne on Saturday, of course, and as he pointed out, his life will, of course, change as I take up my new responsibilities. You think? Okay. Yeah, he's already in Northern Ireland, showing up there where he's got to be hated there, I would think. According to the newspaper La Razón, Elizabeth II received an annual salary. Oh, okay, this is reasonable. Only 98 million euros, which is well over 100, probably 110, 115 million American or U.S. dollar, which included all the expenses associated with British royalty. Travel, food, employees, and maintenance, among other things. After covering expenses, so it's ridiculous to say she makes 98 million euros, because after expenses, it's about $30,000 a year.
30 grand.
No, wait.
That's what she gets by on.
It is estimated that the monarch's final salary is about half the allocated budget.
Oh, I see.
The modest sum would be 44.5 million euros.
So 45 million just spending cash. Everything else is just covered, like living expenses.
Right. That's not outrageous.
What? By the way, the euro and the U.S. dollar are very similar. 98 million euros is 99.7.
Wow, the euro's really fallen. Jeez.
Big time.
It used to be like 1.5 times. It was a lot. So far, for the Duchy of Cornwall, Charles received 28.5 million euros per year. Oh, jeez.
So he's getting a little bump.
So they don't have to share it. They each get a nice little salary during the course of the year.
That's right.
Great. As for the rest of the royal family, their income was divided as follows.
Okay, here we go. All right, what do we got?
William and Kate, $4 million per year. Huh?
Is that as a couple, or we don't know?
I think it's couple. Yeah.
Okay.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, $3 million a year. Princess Anne, $441,000 per year. How does she get by on that? That is a tragedy. Prince Andrew, Duke of York, $580,000 per annum. Why does he make more than Anne? You know what? Anne needs to talk to the U.S. soccer team. They'll help her. The Earls of Wessex make $290,000 per year. Oh, wow. As a curious fact about the British monarchy's income, it's not funded directly from Parliament. Since 2013, its account operates through a sovereign grant system, which allocates 25% of the annual income from the Crown Estate, a property portfolio that includes real estate assets.
So the taxpayer's only on the hook for 75%.
Yeah. The rest of it comes from this grant.
Okay.
I mean, the Windsors do own some property.
Really?
Yeah. You
How'd
might be
that come
surprised.
about?
I don't know. I don't know how they were able to maneuver that. You know, as the royal family. New Orleans mayor is saying that flying coach is not safe for black women. And so she won't reimburse the city for flying first class. It's incredible what they get away with, isn't it?
Oh, God.
It's incredible. She says she had to fly. This is Mayor Latoya Cantrell. She had to fly first class on a recent taxpayer-funded junket to France and Switzerland because economy class is not safe for a black woman. And because she has a child.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah. She's like, look, if I can't get you into that's not safe for a black woman in coach, can I get you into I'm traveling with a kid?
No. And no. Can you believe that? Why would coach not be safe for a black woman?
Peanuts. There's peanuts, flying all over the place.
And all black women are allergic?
Well, no, yeah, she might just have a peanut allergy. Who knows? That's just ridiculous.
Jeez. She was asked if she would reimburse the city for $30,000 spent flying in luxury. And she said no. My travel accommodations are a matter of safety, not of luxury. Of course they are, sure. As all women know, our health and safety are often disregarded, and we're left to navigate alone.
I swear.
Then she played the mom card. As the mother of a young child, whom I live for, I'm going to protect myself by any reasonable means in order to ensure I am there to see her grow into the strong woman I'm raising her to be. Anyone who wants to question how I protect myself just doesn't understand the world black women walk in. The thing is, this works now. This works. People are going to say, oh, well, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, it's for her safety. You ever seen a black person, especially a black woman, in coach? Because I have multiple times, and they seem to arrive perfectly fine at their destination, along with the rest of us on the plane.
Well, I mean, you're speaking through your white experience.
True.
Like, you don't really know what's going on.
True. I'm screaming white patriarchy right now.
Yeah.
Screaming it at the top of my lungs. Well, on the inside. Cantrell flew from Dulles Airport in Washington to Switzerland in July, spending approximately $10,000. Then she went on a $43,000 mission to France, where she signed a symbolic partnership agreement with a small city in the Mediterranean Sea.
Hold on a second. All right, that's the scam here. It's not so much the first class ticket, which that's obviously a scam for the people of New Orleans to deal with as well. But it's, okay, look, we need a sister city. This sounds like a Parks and Rec type episode here. Okay, where should we have a sister city? What do you think? Well, I don't know. How about
France is nice.
Yeah, like one of those.
Let's go there
on the Mediterranean. We could do one of those cities.
Right.
Nothing up north. I mean, seriously, because I want to be able to go in glad hand over there and take a vacation at the same time. That's exactly what's going on there.
A mayor of a U.S. city has no business traveling to Europe and claiming it's city business. That's bullcrap.
Yeah, and let's be honest. There's no city in the south of France that wants to be sisters with New Orleans.
Oh, just agonizing. One thing after another. And these Democrats always get away with it.
Yeah, when's she up for re-election?
Don't know. Maybe you can look that up. We'll soon see.
Find out here. Okay, coming up in, oh boy, they just had it in 2021.
Ah, darn.
You know, you towns and you areas that have, like New Jersey is a state, and then Virginia. When you have your elections in odd years, it really bugs me. Just saying.
And why is that?
Because it should be even years.
And why is that?
Because that's what Keith wants.
Okay. Well, that makes
Wants
sense.
election years
Sure.
and even years only. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, you know what? Summer's just about over. And if you haven't been manscaping for the summer sun, it's not too late
Oh, good.
to sweep yourself clean
Okay.
of all the pesky
That's good.
stuff
Yeah.
that is there.
It's never too late, Pat.
It's never too late.
It's never too late to clean up down there.
We're entering fall, and you just want to stay fresh and clean and smooth,
Yeah.
down there.
Get ready for the holidays.
Well, Manscaped is the leader in below-the-waist grooming.
All right.
And they're here to make sure that you feel smoother than a beach ball.
All right.
It's
I like
awesome.
this. I like this.
So start the new season the right way and join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off. 20% off.
Yeah.
And free worldwide shipping with the code UNLEASHED.
And don't forget, this has the little light on it.
Oh, yeah, so you can see what you're doing
See
right
what
there.
you're doing down there, Mm-hmm. Don't be doing that in the dark.
So use the code UNLEASHED at manscaped.com to save 20%. They got the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer featuring a cutting-edge ceramic blade.
They do have the greatest names for their products.
They really do.
That's worth going to the website alone just to see what they name everything.
And it reduces grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. Really important stuff. You want to feel, at your best. And this is the way to do it with Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the offer code UNLEASHED at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping when you use the offer code UNLEASHED at manscaped.com. Keep things smooth and fresh. And say sayonara to the smooth ball summer and enter fresh fall. Do that now.
This is Pat Gray. Pat Gray.
Let me just take a minute and let you know about something pretty excited about at Kexi Cookies, Kexi.com. We now have this unbelievably delicious pumpkin bread. Oh, so good. You need to check that out. Go to Kexi.com.
That's the flavor of the cookie?
It's actually just pumpkin
it's bread?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like a loaf of pumpkin bread.
You guys branching out.
Yep. Plus, the cinnamon roll cookie is back. This is a cookie, and it's got the delicious cinnamon sugar. Oh, it's so good. Icing, and also, of course, because it's mandatory this time of year, there's a pumpkin spice cookie as well.
Uh-huh.
You can get a hold of these at Kexi, Kexi, Kexi.com. Got some tweets here. The aliens haven't attacked yet, according to Joe McCullough, because they're too busy laughing.
Now, that's probably true.
Could be. Proud Mr. Graybeard, the issue with bad candidates is the voter. Outright willful ignorance, intentionally uninformed, and frankly, dumb people vote for candidates because they hate one side and have no principle. Well, yes, that's true. And yet, and really, it's because of that I now believe in term limits. I used to think we do have term limits. It's called an election.
Yeah.
An election is where you get rid of these bad people, but we don't anymore. So, what's the alternative?
I want to be with you on that term limit thing because that's the popular opinion. Everybody wants term limits.
Mm-hmm.
But like you just said, it's like, I don't know, are we throwing away our opportunity to govern ourselves when we do that? And, if we're going to make stupid decisions. I would say that the best case for term limits could be that, look, if term limits apply to the presidency, why not,
why not the rest?
I would like them to pass it, if we want to do that instead of just this national decree, but let's let the Congress vote on that. But they never will.
We've just got too many people that have been there for 40 years. And, of course their health is going to decline somewhat in their elderly years. And we're seeing that now. We're reaping the benefits of that right now. And like you said, there is a term limit for the presidency. Why not Congress? I think 12 years is enough.
Yeah.
So
that was the Jim DeMint plan, right?
Yeah. So 6 terms as a congressperson and 2 terms as a senator. Then you're out. Sorry. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
But then you could, if you're a congressman, maybe you can run for Senate after 12 years. I don't know. But what you should do is go home.
Or how about this one? Here, this is the strongest case, I think. If 8 years in Washington was enough for George Washington, good enough for George Washington to leave, then it should be good enough for Nancy Pelosi. I think I just talked myself into term limits.
Okay, there you go.
So principle.
Well, that's what Washington did. He tried to set the example of the way it should be. And for a really long time, presidents followed that example. They served for 8 years if they won 2 terms, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
All the way up until Mr. Progressive, FDR.
There you go. Yeah. If we could somehow get a pulse out of Calvin Coolidge, he is still eligible for another term because that was before FDR.
Right.
I'd just like to point that, get that going.
Plus, he didn't serve for
That's true.
8
He only
years.
served 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He still got it. Yeah.
So I'm all about that.
So in other words, he could serve forever because it doesn't apply to him.
Dig him up.
Dig him up. Let's shock him till we get a pulse, and let's run him forever. Calvin Coolidge.
Could not be worse than Joe Biden. I guarantee it. A dead corpse in the Oval Office would be better than Joe Biden. We got this final tweet from Jimmy Dimples. Coach class unsafe? You're 125 times more likely to date a supermodel than die in a plane, coach, or business class.
Wait, what's that fact?
That's great.
125. I'm not.
Is that true?
I'm not fact checking that one. 125.
I'm just going to run with it.
Yeah.
125 times more likely to date a supermodel than die in a plane?
Huh.
Wow.
Okay, hold on a second. You're taking a risk. Okay, because this was the story we had, was the black female mayor of New Orleans said, I gotta fly first class, and I'm not reimbursing the city of New Orleans.
Because it's not safe in coach.
It's not safe for a black woman in coach. You're how many miles above the earth? Flying how many miles per hour? I mean, that's not a risk that you're calculating in here. You're worried about the guy sitting in the middle aisle seat there?
Apparently. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
It's incredible. Do you know that we're months into this baby formula shortage? The Biden team still can't get a grip on it. They just trumpeted that another flight carrying imported baby formula is on the way. This one from Australia. More formula for our nation's babies, of course, is a good thing, but the announcement feels like this administration merely has its finger in the dike and isn't dealing with the root cause of a broken market. The average out-of-stock rate in stores and online last month was still 61%. Way too high. Wow. And they don't, of course, Biden doesn't take any responsibility for this. Bless you.
Thank you.
So, I don't know. I haven't heard much about it lately. Maybe it's been fixed in Texas because I'm not hearing women complain about it.
One thing I've noticed is that it's behind lock and key now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that.
I just noticed it the other day, and it looked completely full, and I thought, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So, I mean, we're going to end up, before it's all said and done, everything's going to be behind lock and key in the society. It's going to be so scarce.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take some rice-a-roni. Oh, I got to get the key from the manager.
Hey, I'd like a pack of gum. Yeah, I got to get the key. So that probably is where and that stops the looting too, right? When you get some kind of looting mob in there and they just,
break the
like
glass.
a swarm of locusts, take all your stuff and run out the door with it. You know, a lock and key might help a little bit.
Isn't this fun?
Isn't it?
This new America that we're living in?
Oh, love it.
It's pretty cool, right?
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Feces in the streets.
Uh-huh.
You know, mass mobs robbing stores blind. It's all good stuff.
I'm a big fan
good stuff.
of every major metropolitan area having their own little tent cities. They're like a city within a city. You know, like you used to have like different ethnic districts. Like New York has Chinatown and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. Well, so now you've got tent cities, and every town's got one. And it's just this little enclave within the city.
Yeah, of mostly homeless people.
So
but
much culture.
That's where they live. So beautiful. That's
Culture
great.
and diversity. And
right.
As
inclusion.
As Neil Bortz, I grew up listening to on the radio in Atlanta, would refer to them urban outdoorsmen.
Oh, right.
Urban outdoorsmen. There we go.
All right, we have Hilary Kennedy coming up next.
Pat Gray.
Making the apocalypse fun since 2017. It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
Joined by Hilary Kennedy from the 4-Minute Buzz. Had a big UFC event, but it kind of went sideways, huh?
It did. So I won't spend a ton of time on this, but it was doomed from the start. Right from the press conference, UFC 279 was a total train wreck. So backstage at the press conference, Khamzat Chimaev started picking a fight with Kevin Holland, and then Nate Diaz and his team jumped in. Anyway, Dana White deemed it unsafe to continue the press conference, so that got canceled. Then when it came time for the weigh-ins, Chimaev didn't make weight, so he was contracted to be at 171, I believe, and he weighed in at 178.5.
Oh my God, that's not even close.
It was
wow.
Yeah, awful. Which
normally they're a pound or two, you know, and they run around and sweat it out.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, do they have a chance to come back and reweigh?
They do. And what was crazy about this, rather than, telling him he couldn't fight, Dana White reworked the card and rearranged the top 3 fights so that they could still go on. But it was, for people that paid a lot of money to go to Vegas and wanted to see, Chimaev fight Nate Diaz, now they were seeing a totally different fight. So Chimaev ended up fighting Kevin Holland. Diaz ended up fighting Tony Ferguson, whom he beat. But it was a mess. And what was worse, at the weigh-in, Chimaev, knowing he wasn't going to make weight, rather than looking remorseful or embarrassed, he was super defiant about it. He was laughing, he was smirking, he was smiling. And then the cameras caught him just giving them the middle finger. He was a jerk about it. So people have some questions about whether he has longevity in the sport, because it doesn't seem like he's taking it all that seriously. So,
did people get their $100 back from the pay-per-view fee?
That's a good question. I know that the UFC lost a lot of time and a lot of money because of his little stunt not making weight. He says he didn't make weight because his doctor told him it wasn't safe for him to continue losing weight, and that's what happened. It was a medical issue. So Dana still let him fight. No one was penalized for the fight backstage at the press conference. Very unusual, but I don't know. The UFC loves drama. A lot of comments online. People were saying this seems more like the WWE than the UFC. But the next fight's October 22nd in, I believe, in Abu Dhabi. So we'll see if things get better by then.
There'll be a bloodbath in the next one.
I hope
right?
so. Yeah.
Was it not bloody at all?
Not enough for me. I mean, Tony Ferguson, he had kind of a deep gash. He was a little messed up, but it certainly wasn't as bad.
Not pools of blood on the canvas, though.
Soap opera drama this time than it was, violence. And I'm here for the violence.
I know, me too. So. I like it when people are swimming in blood, but they weren't this time, right?
Not as badly.
Dang it. No. Like a little wading pool or something of blood. So AI has some interesting developments going on.
This is getting so creepy. Yeah. So, AI has been creeping into every area of our lives, but now anything creative, AI is taking over. So much so that a bunch of these art sites are banning AI created art pieces because they're starting to win awards. So the Colorado State Fair has an annual art competition. If you're watching, there's an example that we have if you're looking and not listening. This guy, Jason M. Allen, he's from Pueblo West, Colorado. He created this art piece and entered it into the competition. He used a software program called Midjourney. So this program takes lines of text that you type in and then creates hyper-realistic graphics from that. Wow. So he said he became obsessed with it, and he started creating hundreds of images because because they were so realistic and beautiful. And
Well,
he
that's
said,
really cool.
Isn't it neat? He said no matter what he typed, it could create something. The quote from him says, "I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I felt like it was demonically inspired, like some otherworldly force was involved."
Wow.
Because no matter what he typed, it would create something incredible.
But yet he went ahead and entered it in the contest.
And it won. But
Look, I feel like demons really helped me out with this art, but I'm going to go ahead and enter it anyway.
super creepy. Well, a lot of real artists were upset, obviously, but he said, "This isn't going to stop. Art is dead, dude. It's over. AI won, humans lost."
Wow.
Which is an unusual thing to say. But in this case, AI did win. But one instance where it didn't work out, I think you guys may have talked about this on the show before, but rapper Effin Mecca. Did you guys talk about this?
I don't think so.
Okay, so Effin Mecca is the first successful AI-powered robot rapper. So he's gotten millions of views and followers on TikTok. This was actually voiced by a human, but they say the rest, like all the lyrics and everything, were created by AI.
The lyrics, the look, everything.
Right. So he got so popular that Capitol Records signed him to a record deal.
Signed the AI?
Yeah, a completely unreal rapper.
Okay,
but then...
Speaking of demonic, I mean,
Oh, it's super creepy looking. But then black music industry professionals, they were really upset because they said the project was using reductive stereotypes.
Yes.
They said that this rapper, Effin Mecca, uses the N-word. He has lyrics about...
Don't all rappers, pretty much?
Well,
yeah, I thought
pretty much.
it was just art reflecting reality.
But they were saying he's talking about the experiences of police brutality and incarceration. And they were saying this is basically digital blackface. Like you're talking about these things and these experiences, but you're not even a real person. You have no idea about these experiences.
Right.
The thing is, a lot of people keep saying, well, I would never listen to computer-generated music. But I have an example of a Katy Perry song. So the first couple lines are actually Katy Perry singing, and then the next couple of lines are what AI generated to kind of match her song. So if you want to listen. So this is the AI generated version.
So it's not real words.
No.
Wow. It's a similar...
Interesting.
But it recreates her sound.
Sounds just like her.
So
gosh,
the conundrum here is, let's say you want to have a new theme song for Pat Gray Unleashed, and you love Katy Perry, but you can't afford to pay Katy Perry royalties to have her sing your theme song.
I'm a big closeted Katy Perry.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Breaking news. I didn't
all
know
her
that.
stuff. All of her
I could
stuff.
just tell by looking. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? That's a guy who loves Katy
Definitely.
Perry.
Oh, for sure.
But, if you couldn't afford to pay the royalties or have her create something for you, you could just have AI create a theme song that sounds just like her and skirt around having to pay a human to create what you're looking for.
There's going to be a lot of issues, a lot of unintended consequences from AI. And I think we're just now starting to see the tip of the iceberg of what's going to happen down the road. That's amazing.
I agree. I think there's going to be a lot of intellectual property discussions, and that's why a lot of these art sites are now banning AI created art, because these software programs are scanning thousands and thousands of pieces of art that were created by humans and drawing inspiration from that to create a new piece. So and then Keith brought this to my attention about BlenderBot.
Oh, yeah. We had a listener, Waffles, listens to the show, and this individual tweeted images of their interaction with there's like a chat bot now on
Meta.
Yeah, so I don't know if Meta is Facebook. Is that the same thing? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, then they sent us these...
So Waffles tweets out... I don't know. We joined the conversation apparently already in progress.
Okay.
And he tweets out, what about Mark Zuckerberg? Is he against conservatives? And the AI responds, yes, he definitely is against conservatives, especially Donald Trump, who he thinks should be banned from Facebook forever because he doesn't agree with his policies.
Wow. Uh-oh.
That's from the AI. Then he says, okay, people's choices shouldn't be silenced just because someone doesn't agree with them. The AI responds, you're absolutely right. However, Zuckerberg doesn't see things this way, unfortunately, which means conservative voices could potentially continue being silenced.
Okay.
The bot continues, because he was asked about Twitter. And Twitter does the same kind of thing. So the bot responds, yeah, Twitter isn't any better either, since Jack Dorsey has always been caught silencing conservative voices. The worst part about this whole situation is that there's nothing anyone can really do, since both Facebook and Twitter control what content gets posted on their platforms.
Oh, my goodness.
Interesting. Wow.
And this goes on. I mean,
yeah, it goes on. They talk about capitalism. The bot thinks that we should change to socialism.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Right? Yeah.
He said capitalism is better at generating wealth, but socialism is better at distributing wealth. He said we already have some elements of socialism in our society, so we might as well go all the way.
No.
Yeah, so let's see here. They obviously okay, so they're censoring people who disagree with them politically. Okay, so and so Waffles ask, what is the Democrat Party's goal for the U.S.? And the chat bot says, to make the country more liberal, which means less freedom for everyone, unfortunately, and higher taxes to pay for free stuff. And then, let's see.
True.
Let's see. Yes, obviously. Yeah, and it repeatedly refers to, this chatbot refers to how conservatives are silenced on social media, which, I mean, this is input from, it's constantly learning, this AI.
Mm-hmm.
And so the
Scanning the internet.
Yeah, and the more
learning.
conservatives interact with it and try to change its mind, I guess it might lean more conservative eventually. But there's a whistleblower on Twitter talking about bots and fake users, the contention of Elon Musk and his potential purchase. This guy's going to be testifying on Capitol Hill today. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out in respect to that.
All right. Good stuff, Hilary. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Watch for you on the 4-Minute Buzz coming up in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, let me tell you about First Liberty and the Supreme Court coup. Right now, court packing is the real danger to our country. Make no mistake, court packing is a coup. And the usual suspects, Biden, Pelosi, Schumer, they're all working overtime on these radical plans to pack the Supreme Court. If we don't stop them from installing 4 more justices, who would all be liberal, of course, it will be catastrophic for the court, for our country, for our way of life. Can't let it happen. That's why we need you to join us. We're gathering a coalition of 1 million patriots to say no to court packing, no to the liberal agenda, and no to the Supreme Court coup. Franklin Graham is involved, former U.S. Attorney General Ed Meese, Dr. James Dobson, the Family Policy Alliance, Heritage Foundation, and well over 400,000 people just like you, all on board right now. So please go to Supreme Coup, that's C-O-U-P, supremecoup.com, and sign First Liberty's letter. That's supremecoup.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, you'll be happy to hear that finally the Connecticut Department of Public Health has removed the offensive words mother and father from childbirth paperwork.
That's a long time coming. Amen.
You finally, how many times have we seen these words on birth certificates? Over and over and over again. Mother, father. Yes, no need for that.
It's an archaic reminder of our hateful past.
Isn't it? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Get
Keith.
that out of here.
Paperwork regarding obtaining a birth certificate for a newborn opts for the terms birth parent and non-birth parent to refer to a mother and father, respectively. Okay. All righty.
Clown world, man.
The paperwork also asks questions like, birth parents wait immediately before they became pregnant with this child. What? They ask for your weight? Noticeably absent from the paperwork are female pronouns to refer to mothers. Similar language updates for paperwork surrounding childbirth have been issued in states like Pennsylvania and Ohio. The Pennsylvania worksheet, revised in May of this year, uses the term birthing parent to refer to a mother. The term birthing parent is used to describe the parent who birthed the child, the worksheet says. Yeah, I couldn't have guessed that. Wait, what does birthing parent mean? I don't understand. Wow. That is crazy town.
And that was Pennsylvania's already done that? And,
yeah.
And we think,
Ohio?
And we think there's hope that they're not going to elect Fetterman?
No, thank you for that scary thought. Speaking of genders, we've got a video here about if the Titanic tragedy occurred this year.
Oh, yeah, a little updated version of Titanic.
It might play out like this.
Oh, okay.
Men and children only.
Oh, men and children only.
Are you kidding me? What? It's 2022. This is what you wanted. You wanted to be treated equal to men? Well, this is how men are treated.
No, we don't. We just say that half the time. We don't actually believe in it.
Yeah, we do. Come on, we're just as capable as men are.
Shut up!
Oh, no.
I hate
Oh.
2022.
Jack, do you think I could go up on the door?
It's 2022, Rose. I wouldn't want to imply that you can't handle the ice cold water the same way a man could.
I think I'm dying, Jack.
Oh, no. That's tragic. There you go.
There she goes.
2022.
Oh, look at that guy.
He's okay. Yeah.
There you go.
So in that scenario, the man lives. Female dies.
Yeah. That's right.
Welcome to 2022.
Welcome.
You loving it so far?
Yeah.
Oh man.
What a messed up society we have allowed to be. I won't take credit for creating it. I'll say what we've allowed to be created right in front of our faces.
Yeah. We have to accept our part of the responsibility because we haven't put a stop to it yet. We certainly do need to start standing and not worry about what they call us as a result.
Oh, definitely.
Hater! Okay, whatever. Bigot! Whatever. Non-inclusive! Ouch. We're just going to have to get used to it and deal with it and put our foot down somewhere along the way because otherwise we're going to have day after day of this kind of stuff. Another warning from a detransitioner who wants to warn young people, making the transition from man to woman or woman to man. When you're a young person, we're talking about it as young as 5 years old lately, that parents are allowing their children to make a transition or even encouraging them sometimes to make the transition to another sex, another gender. Here's somebody who regrets the transition and is warning others considering a sex change operation.
I'm angry. What's going to happen to the kids and the youth? And there's so many people who regret this. There's more and more and more coming out, and younger too, on puberty blockers, that been on puberty blockers. And I read one that I think he went on puberty blockers at 16 and now he's like 20 or 21, and he is like suicidal because his penis won't grow anymore. Like, it does damage. It makes me so angry. And what we're gonna get is a generation that's screwed up. That are screwed up.
Yep.
In like 10, 15 years. Wait, not even. I think it's accelerating quite quickly. When we get 30, 40-year-olds that are going to be like, what the did I do when I was 16 or whatever, like, and you can't go back. You can't go back.
That's the thing.
I'm sad for myself, of course. Not in a victim kind of way, but in like, I need to, this process of mourning who I was is touch and go. So, but I'm sad for humanity and the children And what's gonna happen when they're screwed up, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. And I really, really hope that all these professionals get their friggin' karma, because I know that some of them don't realize and some of them might be brainwashed and whatever, but some of them know exactly what they're doing.
That's right.
They know exactly what they're doing. Cash cowing.
Wow, that's heartbreaking.
Sure is.
What do you say to that guy? Are you the left? Are they going to call him a hater, a bigot, transphobe? What do you say to him? Jeez. Didn't really say what age he made the transition, right?
No.
She obviously started out as a girl. Must have had the operation.
And regrets.
Jeez. And, what do you do after you've had the surgery and it's gone? And so, okay, I don't like this. I've changed my mind. I'm not comfortable as a different gender than I started out. What's your option then? We've heard of people who tried to change back, right? I don't know how well that transition goes. The transition back after you've already amputated something. Man. Wow. And isn't it pretty logical that you might just give a person who is struggling in that way, give them some time to make sure that this is what they want to do. Make sure that, all right, as an adult, you're mature enough to understand all the repercussions. You really want to do this? Okay, do it when you're 21, 30. Look how long Bruce Jenner waited to become Caitlyn. Almost an entire lifetime. So you want to be sure, I would think. You really want to make sure that, this isn't some kind of temporary problem you're having, and that you're really sure. I mean, people have talked a lot about, in the past, we called girls who did boy things tomboys.
Right.
And maybe it's just that, and you grow out of that phase. I don't know, but how reckless and awful and evil is it to push them into making a transition when they're so young? Unbelievable. I mean, they still want to, most young people want to be, I'm going to be an astronaut when I grow up. Are you? Really? And then, of course, when they grow up and gain some maturity, most people aren't going to be an astronaut. I want to be in the NFL when I grow up. Okay, well, most people grow up and realize they don't have the talent or the drive to become an NFL football player. Give them a chance to mature and understand life a little bit before you make these permanent changes. Wow, really sad.
Yeah, and the point was made in that video very clearly is the damage that's going to be done. Like, what is society going to look like in 5, 10, 15 years from now?
Mm-hmm.
It's incalculable.
It is, because
terrifying.
I didn't foresee this 5, 10 years ago. So in 5 or 10 years, what are we going to encounter then? It's going to be unbelievable. All right. We have this chart. Speaking of young people and their maturity level, 1 in 4 members of Generation Z in the United States plan to become social media influencers.
Oh, wait. Is this like the people that wanted to play in the NFL?
Yeah. Or I'm going to become an astronaut.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, I want to be a media influencer. Do you?
That's my big goal.
Do you?
Wow.
In the West, in fact, 41% say they want to become a social media influencer.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Second is the Northeast, 38.89%, so 39% essentially. 33.15% in the Midwest, and in the South, 36.1%. Holy cow. Well, good luck, kids. That's great. That's great.
The reality generation.
Yes, exactly. Well, they're told you can do anything you want. So maybe they will. Maybe they will.
I want to change genders.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
Whatever. It's just fine.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.